How did you get started with working with Dr. Huffman in research?
Well, I had Dr. Huffman for organic chemistry, and I had heard that he was just starting his research, and I thought that would be a great opportunity to see something from the beginning. So I asked him if I could be one of his research students, and that's where it all began.
Okay. I'm pretty much the same way. I had Dr. Huffman for Chem 111, but he hadn't started research yet until I went into 210 with him in organic chemistry. And we just approached him very casually and asked if we could participate in his research, and he said yes.
What type of process that you go through in order to train your research students?
So to train my research students, first and foremost, I like to establish safety protocol with them, so that way any kind of research that is conducted is done safely. And then I would like to give them the opportunity to view some of the literature regarding, in our case, cyanobacteria, just to familiarize themselves with the bacteria that they'll be working with, as well as any compounds and any chemistry that they'll be working with related to the research. And then I like to naturally, because the starting point is to grow the bacteria, I prefer to have them learn how to culture properly the bacteria. And again, as I said, my research is at the interface of biology and chemistry, and so at the very beginning part, a lot of microbiological techniques are used. So the usage of a safety hood, which works with enables us to work under sterile conditions, so that way it eliminates any background contamination in our samples, and that the compounds that we do isolate are truly from the cyanobacteria that we're working with. And so I like to familiarize them with working with cyanobacteria, and to do it properly and without any contamination. So they get to learn a lot of microbiological techniques. And then they also get to learn, to do various things of isolating. So once we grow the bacteria, then there's a process of isolating the biomass, what we call the biomass, which is really just the cells minus the media that we grow them in. And we isolate those cells, and then we get into the chemistry, and that is then taking those cells, freeze drying them, and then isolating any compounds from them, separating the compounds out, and then testing their bioactivity to see which ones are active and which ones aren't. Those that are active are now our primary concern, and then we determine their structure. And with that, then hopefully publications will result.